It was loading. All right. All right. Looks good. Age ranking, we were second in culture this time. Nobody finished it. Kicked butt in treasure fleets, and that's fine because that's what I focused on. I think the economic victory is more or less the easiest one in the earlier ages. Military kind of died off because I wasn't being aggressive, and unfortunately by the time I got a bunch of settlement limits, I didn't really want to do any more. And then here we have 5 districts with more yields. This is definitely possible to do. I think if I did my towns better and got more growth, it would definitely be better. But anyway, we did pretty solid. We had 18, which was a little under the next 2. It's interesting that these are gray here. I think it's because this is the points from the previous. We did a good job. I think this will be enough points to help us get the victory in the next age. So completing gives you the most leader XP. Okay. Sounds good. So we got cultural attribute node plus 15% when constructing buildings and wonders with great work slots. That's really specific. I got a banner and a thing which I don't care about. And we'll transition next stage. We'll go ahead and play for about another hour into the next stage, I guess. That works out really well. All right. So we have America, which is an economic expansionist. We gain 100 gold every time you improve a resource, which is, there's not many places to go now, so it's not really huge. Plus 30% production towards constructing Statue of Liberty. So this is really meh for me because I have so much gold anyway. We have a Marine with the Morpheus ability, is cheaper to train. We have the Prospector, claims a land resource outside of your regular settlement radius. Ooh, how far out can you go? That's really interesting. It'd be interesting to play with. We have the Industrial Park. Americans using quarter created by constructing the rail yard and steel mill in the same district, plus 2 food in the city for every resource assigned to the city. That's pretty good. Plus 5 production and plus 1 production adjacency for quarters and wonders. Plus 6 production gold adjacency for residents. Okay, that's pretty solid. And we get that because we can play as the Normans. We have Buganda because we did one of the things I forgot. We gain culture when pillaging buildings or improvements equal to the yield. I don't plan on pillaging. Heals in it. Plus 10 plus HP from each tile. Plus 50% yield. Plus 3 from leg bonuses. Yeah, I don't really care about that. Then we have the French, which seems appropriate given that we can get them as playing as Normas, playing as Napoleon. You can select the celebration effects of any standard government in the modern age. Sounds good, but also kind of unnecessary if there's, because I've only ever picked one. That's positive, but not game-changing. French Imperial Unique Infantry Unit can make a ranged attack. That's pretty good. Plus 2 combat strength within friendly armor command radius. That's also very good. More expensive to train. A great person with 1 charge can only be trained in cities with an avenue, and the specific Jacob receives random, each can only receive once. Cost increase per Jacob train. I don't know what that means. I'm assuming it's like a great work, and you can basically farm great works. We have the avenue, so we need the avenue in order to make you. We have French unit construction. We have additional culture and happiness. So it's culture happiness based. I kind of feel that we're so far ahead in that's along the lines of what we're doing, but also not necessary because we're so good at it. Then we have Meiji Japan. When you overbuild the building, gain science equal to 50% of building's production costs. This is actually potentially really good if you have a lot of cities. Unique heavy naval unit. The first time this unit is destroyed, it respawns in the closest settlement at your own, you own at 50% HP. That's crazy. Good for combat. Can intercept enemy air units. Is that different? I want to say the 0. All units should be able to intercept, but the 0 probably has better combat strength. Which should be its only bonus. We also have more gold, more production from their unique things. They're interesting. It's more militaristic. Then we have Mexico. Starts with the unique government revolution. This government has 1 celebration effect plus 30% culture for 10 turns. Cannot enter any other government type. That's terrible. That's really not that important. So we have adjacent units heal plus 10. That's really good. Does not stack, but that's fine. Every person with 1 charge can only be trained in cities with the unique district, a specific each time. I'm assuming it's the same thing as France. We get their unique 1 plus 2 for every tradition. That's not very good. This is culture, a little happiness, culture, a little gold. So that's not, these aren't terrible, but the locking into a cultural government is not great. Then we have the Mughal. We get plus 75% gold from all sources, minus 25 to all of the yields. That's incredible to a certain extent, because that means you could probably just buy everything you want. I'm not a huge fan of it, though. We have a bombard ranged attack. Civilian capable of founding new towns, plus 1 population on new settlements. That's interesting, but there's not a lot of places to settle, so it's not as powerful. Plus 2 food from adjacent farms. That's interesting. And then we have Prussia, which is the strategic choice, because I played as this thing. So we get units have a plus 1 combat strength for every unfriendly or worse civ relationship. Oh, that sounds relevant. We have the Prussian unique cavalry unit has plus 1 movement, plus 1 combat strength for every movement it has remaining. Prussian ground unit air unit plus 2 combat strength against the land units with the Stuka. We have a Prussian unique railroad plus 2 gold in production on rural tiles with a, I don't even want to try to pronounce that. So this sounds really interesting. And then we have the Qing dynasty. I think I have them. We have plus 4 gold, minus or plus 3 culture, plus 2 influence, but minus 1 from reported resource. That is really relevant to how trade happy I am. We have the Qing unique infantry unit, which the trade will reset, but that's important to note. We have the Qing unique infantry unit, plus 4 combat strength if adjacent to other Gusa. Okay. We have the Qing unique merchant civilian who can establish trade route and import resources from a foreign settlement, gain 50 gold every resource acquired when creating a naval trade route. Interesting. We have the unique quarter, which gives plus 25 influence on the settlement. They give science, happiness, and then gold. Then we have Russia, plus 1 culture on districts and cities, plus 1 science district cities and tundra. It's not really relevant. We have the Russian unique unit, which is plus 4 combat strength in friendly territory. Siege has plus 1 movement, lower base combat strength. That's the splash ability. Ooh, that is pretty solid. The splash ability without a commander is pretty good. Then we have Siam. They gain a unique diplomatic action, immediately become the suzerain of a city at a higher influence cost than befriend independent. And they have a unique Siamese ranged unit, which is an elephant. It's an elephant with a mounted gun. Can move after attacking with additional strength and or with additional movement. We have another great person, and then we have the Bang, which is plus 3 culture and happiness. All right, so of those, who can I be? I could be all of them. All of them are unlocked. Not sure how I did that. All right, so going to look at the ones that I like. We like America. This is kind of irrelevant, though. I'm more interested in the industrial park for the additional food and production, which sounds great. But because I'm playing as France, or as Napoleon, I think I'm going to go French Empire. We're sick with the culture and happiness. I don't really need that. The other one, of course, was Prussia, which is militaristic diplomatic as well. The plus 1 combat strength is nice, but ultimately unnecessary, and they don't really give enough of other bonuses that I feel makes it worth it. So we'll go ahead and just stick with France. Let me look at my mementos. Culture per age for every army commander level. Right. So do I just get a free scientific point even though I'm going to the next age? And this is no longer as significant an amount. This is also not important. Sure, we'll do this and see what happens. Then go French and choose.
France looks out upon an incomplete world. A blank canvas waiting to be marked.
Welcome to the modern age. A period of rapid industrialization begins. Build rail stations, factories, create a bustling network of trade, set your eyes in the sky, research flight to become a science leader. Accept an ideology and spread a message via conquest. Guide explorers, excavate artifacts, and enshrine the world's culture. Okay, so we have a lot to do, so let's choose legacies. Modern age has begun. Okay, so militaristic, we have 1 point. We can go militaristic attribute or expansionist. We'll just grab the expansionist attribute. We can gain 1 diplo or 1 cultural. Grab a diplo, I don't really care. We have 3 points here. We could do all the cities superior to main cities, addition cities, distant land, gain 2 population. That actually sounds pretty solid. We're going to keep that. It also means more unique buildings, and then economic attribute points sounds fine. Alternatively, I could do this with the wild card. We gain 2 science on sawmills and grist mills, or 2 gold per unique resource you have. I do think the science is more important. That would use my free one, though. Plus 3 science per each turn on each quarter sounds great. I think that's it. That's all of my points. All right. So let's look at my increases. We have Diplo. I feel like going down this path now is a little late to the party, so Diplo probably wasn't that good. We have 2 expansionists. Oh, that confirmed it. Oh, well. Wanted that and then this one, actually. Oh, well. Scientific! Plus 1 science elements for each resource assigned to them. I've got a lot of resources, so we want that. Sounds good to me. Grow a town. Now you notice that none of these have their bonuses. But you're definitely a pretty solid farming town. Now we have the Ageless Gristmill, plus 1 food on farms and pastures. Just throw you down there. Sawmill is also good for the extra science. Those also makes those quarters. We also have the Grocer. Just plus 22 food. Just period. We'll build that. Sounds good to me. And then you can grow like a weed, which sounds great. You can also grow, yeah, you do that. And wait, where'd all my gold go? Hold the phone. Did I lose gold? That's a joke. I'm not happy that I lost that much. I had 10,000 gold. And I lost that much. Alright, we're gonna reload an autosave. Does it lock out the old age autosaves? Oh, that's interesting. Man, that sucks. It doesn't. So it does carry gold over from the ancient to the world. Exploration, but not exploration to modern. That's. I don't know how I feel about that. I guess it's because it's too easy to make gold. So they knock me down to 3,000, or they divide it by 10. Alright, so we'll re-choose the legacies. Alright, so expansionist is fine. Diplomatic doesn't do much for me, so we'll do that. All your cities remain. That probably is what killed my gold. And plus 2 gold for each unique resource, plus 3 science there. That's all my points. Yeah, that drops my gold down tremendously. That is so dumb how much that negatively impacts it, though. That's an interesting one. I am heavily disappointed that they nerf your gold down that much. Knowing that, I would have bought way more stuff. Like ageless buildings and whatnot. Alright, you can grow... I want to save my gold. You need to grow like crazy. Because you're going to be a really good city. So I do want you to grow like crazy. They'll go crazy. And that'll be the only thing I buy. Oh my gosh, how much did you grow? That volcano is now mine. An expedition base there. That's kind of funny. Alright. More growth. We can work mountains. Oh, so that's where the exploration comes from. Oh, we've got coal and stuff. Alright, where would I put specialists? Just plop them all in single tiles, I guess. Okay. We're doing pretty solid in happiness, so the growth is pretty solid. We can do some overbuilding, but there's an empty slot here, so we're gonna just pop you down there. Commander has available promotions. What commander are you? Low happiness. Here. Can I move around my... I should be able to... Okay, they undid a lot of stuff. This is also going to be doing additional, like, different things, too. Alright, everything's undone. We now have Factory resources? I need a factory for this? Oh, that's annoying. But it's percentage based? Okay, so that's different then. If it's percentage based, then I can accept that change. So people, places that are unhappy. Parsa is unhappy. Let's go ahead and... Well, I don't really want to throw food there. Okay, there's a lot of happiness. Oh, is this extra happiness in the capital? Capital, okay, yeah, that's fine. So it went from other cities to the capital specifically. Interesting. I would like it if it could organize this differently. Oh, we have also these. So we have plus 20% toward building units. Plus 10% constructing wonders times 3. Bunch of combat bonuses from those, which is nice. And then cheaper buildings from that one gold we have. Okay. Let's see. So we've also lost camels. That's a bummer. Makes sense, though. Them not being relevant. All right. So how are we looking compared to everybody else? We are doing terrible in science, better in culture. Okay, so that means we should probably focus on science, which I would assume would mean academics. Yeah, schoolhouse was additional. Let's focus on science there. Culturally, explorers can do resources. Okay, that's actually pretty solid. But the sciences want us to do modernization. We can get civil overbuilding, which is pretty relevant. Wow, +1 population every time you enter a celebration. And then we have social science +2 science from specialists plus 50% food. Well, I've got a lot of food. I'm not worried about that. I invested heavily in food. So I really like the Dogo Osan. Must be placed adjacent to the coast. That does limit. Could probably build it here, but you've already got a huge pop count. You don't really need it. You could build it. And you could have specialists and whatnot, but... I think, yeah, actually building it down there would be good. So we'll go with social question first. Social policies are available. We have 3, only from our previous. So we want, I think, getting additional influence towards endeavor, since that also reset tremendously. Is that percentage based or is it flat? It looks flat. It looks like you started with 3,000 gold, 500 influence. I'm not a fan of that flat reset. Like, it should be percentage based. Like, you get 10% of what you got and that's it. Sounds really dumb otherwise. Then we'll do the additional befriend. And then... yeah. +4 from the palace and +2 happiness. Or do I want the... no, we'll do that. That's fine. Because I do have cities that aren't super happy. Alright. Definitely want to build a grocer. And you actually have a space for that there, so you can build it. Also should build a grocer. An ageless building in there, unfortunately. We've discovered the natural wonder that we already discovered. Somehow they finished building wonders. I don't understand how that happened. Islam has been founded, so they got a free religion. We have French civics. Civic is moved to natural history. That's from getting the previous one. You know, this really feels like the AI gets a bunch of turns in between, and I don't. I'm not a fan of that. Right, now let me see. Okay. So that's not terrible. I wish I could have more. And knowing what I do now, I would have definitely spent way more money. But the question is on what? Like, what's the point? What's the point of all of that money? If I'm just going to buy... I mean, I guess I could just buy it and then I get the base stuff and it'd add up to a little bit. But it would just be like, wow. So this... I'm not as much a fan of how they implemented the transition between ages this time. The previous age was great. Absolutely great. Oh, we got some nice fleets, though. Definitely want to start moving you guys out. Okay, so I still pretty much have a decently sized army. The problem is they're not where I want them to be. So I'm not happy with it, but I understand it because they want to balance out the ages. You're my third one who doesn't really have a lot of naval units, so I'm going to send you over here. Alright, so I still have pretty much I still pretty decent chunk of units. It's just a little jarring seeing them move so much. All right. We can choose a government. Now, apparently, I get to choose any one of them, but which one do we want? So we get plus 30% towards training military units, plus 3 combat strength to install 15 turns, plus 20% gold for 15 turns, plus 30% relationship change from endeavors and sanctions for 15 turns, or the culture and science boost. So... you can select the celebration effect of any standard government in the modern age. So it doesn't matter which one I pick. So I'm leaning towards, if I had to pick, I would like the bureaucracy for the increased gold, because that lets me buy stuff. Buying stuff is really important because it lets me buy everything. We're going to go with the bureaucratic monarchy. Yeah, we'll just do that. Alright, so where do I want my fleets? I have one fleet up there, one fleet over here, and then one fleet over here. Oh, you went Japan, huh? She moved her capital there. All right, so I have no idea what the difference... Oh. Hello. Let's see. So first off, Anti-Navarro. I want to befriend independent you. Although I'm kind of shocked that happened. This is not okay, though. I don't... I'm okay befriending, but I don't have enough resources really to do that. Ooh, in India? That's scary. I have enough coffee. Yeah, we'll just take these guys out. Let's get my army commander. Oh, we've got multiples over here. And we shall deploy the army. And then... yeah, you over here too. You have oil. But you're militaristic, so I don't mind taking you out. Wait, how come you guys have railroads? What is going on? Is that just from being... You're America. You're the Qing Empire. How did you guys get railroads? That's confusing. Alright, we're gonna bring this army commander back over here. And these guys are gonna more or less clean up over there. Choose a celebration. That was fast. So we have our options. Yeah, let's do this. And then -2 gold maintenance for cavalry. Nice little buff. Would you like to do a cultural exchange? Okay. Would you like to do a cultural exchange? Okay. Would you like to do a cultural exchange? Nice. All right. Got maneuver. Okay, so now we can do a city park or units. That's funny. All right, so we can do it in you. Why not?
The memory of having sat at someone's feet will later make you want to trample him underfoot.
All right, so we have 198 science. That bumps it to 234. That's so that makes specialists way better, especially if you have solid food cities or food towns. This is really tempting to buy because it gets +1 food camps, farms, fishing. Let's hold off on that. It's a good idea to keep some money just in case somebody decides to be aggressive against me. Alright, so we have modernization. What does this do? Exploration, research artifacts. And explorers, I assume, our culture. Yeah, we'll be doing that. So, build the railway stations. We need industrialization. We'll do natural history, get that out of the way. Link you up. Monaco. Cannot befriend independent. Can I just, like, attack them? Just out of curiosity.